We back. We back 2 years later. This is the 9th episode of Pop. It took us 2.5 years to get to 9 episodes, but we back. I have my new co-host. This is my mama, Ebony Frazier, right? So, introduce yourself. I think everybody knows me. So, introduce yourself, mama.
My name is Ebony. I'm 40 plus years old. And this is my son, Karan, who I had when I was 15 years old. Look how good he turned out. They said he was going to be dead or in jail or a thug. That's what they told me. It was impossible for me to raise a decent black man at 15.
You did a pretty good job. So, just a few things, a few changes from the. If you fuck with us from the beginning, I know you remember Ron. Shout out to Ron. Ron's not here. As you can see, we smoking. That's a new element to the show. So I felt like me and my mother both loose. We both fun. When we in the house, we talking, we high. So I figured I'd add that to the show. So same old shit. We gonna get to some topics. We gonna talk some ratchet shit, some good shit, some important shit that needs to be said. So, with that being said, we're going to start off with topic number 1, right? Something that's been buzzing on Twitter lately is 50-50 relationships, right? Mm-hmm. I'm going to start off by saying, I'm always for the broke niggas in this situation. I don't think we should go 50-50. I think we should go 80-20. Women. But... that's just me. I'm interested to know. We spoke about this a little bit. We talk about it a little bit, but I'm interested to know like how you feel. And one thing I want to do too, we gotta define what 50-50 means, because realistically, nobody's splitting it 50-50. Like if we go out, I mean, sometimes I guess if you put both credit cards down, but we not split. 50-50 really isn't realistic, right? It's basically should women have to pay any bills at all, right? We can agree, right? That's really the topic. We don't. 50-50 is not really realistic.
I think that 50-50 is totally possible, and I think that people who desire those type of relationships should pursue those type of relationships with people who are interested in those type of relationships. Mm-hmm. Like if you a Negro and you like, I'm not paying for all these dates. I'm gonna 50. She gonna have to pay for her. Then you get you a woman that is open to that. There are women who are totally open to that, and you can't force your 50-50 on a woman who expects to be taken out and you pay for the date. You and that person doesn't mix, so you shouldn't even pursue each other. Okay, right? I feel like I've always felt like different strokes for different folks, right? So there's some people who your relationship dynamic, you can't like there's no uniformity to it, right? You can't. It's not one relationship dynamic that we all got to follow, right? Yeah. So some men take care of shit, some men need a little help, whatever. Or whatever the case may be. I personally feel like today we live in a society, right, where women have more access and more power and more opportunity than they've ever had. And so a mentality that I'm seeing come forward with my generation. I know things are different for you, especially like you come from a real like old school black family. Okay. Like with old school values, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like these days there's a lot more access, more opportunity, and women are making more money than men, right? So I feel like, especially black women,
we should normalize different strokes for different folks. Certain things may be for you, that's not for other people.
You need to stay in your lane.
Now,
you need to stay in your lane, right?
Now here's when you add, yeah, exactly. Here's when you add something else to it, right? We spoke about submission, right? So the submission of a woman to her man being based off of how many bills is like, you know, what you taking care. Like, I know a lot. The sentiment is, what am I submitting to you for if I gotta pay shit, right? Speak a little bit on that.
I just feel like a man who wants 50-50 you cannot demand submission because why? I pay half. I'm a partner. I'm not submitting. I'm a partner in this situation, and partners don't submit to each other.
Let's clarify too, because what's submission to you? Give me an example of you submitting to your man. You
as a woman, you allow the male to lead in all situations. That's submitting.
He's the lead in all situations. He's the decider in all situations.
So what he says goes, right?
Right.
Okay. But see, for me, that's funny for me because I don't have no desire like for submission. Like I don't desire.
That's mostly come from people who are religious. That whole woman femininity submitting thing. So you weren't raised in a religious atmosphere at all. So that's why you might not have that desire, because that doesn't make you feel like in a religious situation, that makes a man feel like a man to have his woman submit to him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm definitely about like I don't know if it's the right word, but individuality in the sense where it's like I don't crave for my partner to be like, yes, daddy, yes, daddy.
You're
like,
not controlling.
You feel me? I'm not control. Exactly. I want my partner like, because even if I am paying all the bills, if I'm paying all the bills, paying for everything, right? And let's say we got children, right? We married, right? I still, even if I'm paying the bills, I don't crave that need for submission. You feel me? Like, you your own person. You have your opinions. You have, I know there's sometimes I don't feel like doing certain shit. I don't feel like it right now. I feel like my partner should be able to express like, unless it's urgent, unless it's truly urgent. But even then, it's like I feel like everybody should be able to say no or to have their own control over their own shit. And the idea that since I'm paying for shit, it's almost like this boss, like
that's exactly what it is.
I don't like
but
that dynamic.
Even if you crave that dynamic, you cannot crave that dynamic and also expect a woman to pay half the bills.
Okay,
that's an oxymoron.
So let me give you a situation, right? Let's say, let's say you hit the lottery tomorrow, right?
Right.
You obviously had a household now. You the one that got the money, right? Are you still opposed to you not submitting to your man?
Well, I will submit to my man in the bedroom.
My mom, folks.
But I don't feel that way. You know how some women they don't want to take care of their man? Mm-hmm. I would be totally fine with if my man doesn't work. If I work and I could take care of all the bills, I would have no issue with taking care of him. And I wouldn't feel like he's less of a man. Because if I can make all the money and take care of everything...
Does that not strip him of his masculinity, though?
I don't think it would strip my man of his masculinity because he doesn't view his masculinity in the way that society, normal society, views masculinity. So it could make a person who feels that way about masculinity feel like he's not masculine, but I don't think that it would strip him of his masculinity because he doesn't view masculinity that way. Okay. So I would totally, there's women out there, I would never want to take care of my man. My man could never, if I could take care of my man, I would, if he wanted me to.
Well, okay.
If I could.
Not even just taking care of.
I wouldn't make him feel bad, you don't go out and work, I make all the money. I wouldn't do that, because I don't feel that way.
And then, not even necessarily taking care of, but his financial situation requiring you to contribute. Like at all. Some people, some women don't want to contribute financially at all. And you made a point to me recently about the concept of the society norm being the woman is entitled to the man's income, but the woman's income is hers.
That's religious. That's Quran specifies that. The Bible specifies that the man and the male in the situation is to take care, to provide for all the family, and the woman's money is her own money. If a woman does make money, that's her moment. Now, if she want to contribute, she can, of course. Mm-hmm. If she wants to, you ought to live at a better lifestyle, a better status by her contributing, then fine. But in religious doctrine, the man is supposed to provide for the household, period. And if the woman makes money, that's her money.
I don't know, man. I don't. I don't like it. It's not fair. I'm high as fuck. You high?
Yeah. All right. What's our next?
Next, we've been fiending to talk about my boy Ja Morant. So, just for context, for anybody who was unfamiliar with the situation, Ja Morant is a superstar point guard for the Memphis Grizzlies. A couple months ago, he was suspended for 8 games for waving a gun on Instagram Live.
At a strip club.
At a strip club.
In Colorado, right?
And yeah, Colorado. Mm-hmm. Fast forward a few months later, right after.
While they were in season.
Yeah. Their team got eliminated from the playoffs by the Los Angeles Lakers. Go LeBron. And his friend, this is important to know, his friend was on Instagram Live and he flashed a gun in Instagram Live. So right now he's suspended pending investigation. We was hoping that they would drop how many games before we recorded, but the Denver Nuggets had their dumbass parade today, so that didn't happen. But is Ja Morant suspension warranted?
I think that Ja Morant's suspension is rooted in anti-blackness. And the reason why I say that is because Ja Morant was out of season. He wasn't in season. He was in a car, presumably in a state that you can open carry.
Tennessee. Yeah, they was in Tennessee.
So he didn't do anything wrong. It's rooted in anti-blackness because every time a black man has a gun, he has to automatically be a thug. And the Second Amendment makes this young man, an American young man, able to bear arms. He is allowed to be a gun enthusiast. Just because he's a black young man that is into gangster rap does not mean that he does not have the right to be a gun enthusiast. He has the right to like guns. He has the right to like guns and love guns the way any American male or female, any American can love guns. We have that. That's in your constitutional rights to love and bear arms, and he has every right. And to punish him because he's just pictured, not because he's committing a crime while he is holding a gun, because he's just being pictured with a gun, is anti-black. He didn't do anything wrong. He should not be punished for it. And the NBA needs to be ashamed of themselves because a white player had a picture with guns on Twitter, and he didn't get any suspension, and he didn't say he was in activities detrimental to the NBA. Why is that? Why is only when you see a black man with a gun, is it detrimental to the NBA? What you think?
Wait, hold on. I want to play devil's advocate real quick.
Okay.
So the frequently, what we gonna call this? The things that people say to what you're saying is, one, the NBA is a private entity, right? So they can punish their employees how they feel, whatever, right? What was the second point you said? Oh, Chris Kaman. What they're gonna say is Chris Kaman was at gun ranges and whatever the case.
So what is that?
No, hold on, wait. All right, and then, okay, no, yeah, speak on that.
So he's at gun ranges. So what does that mean? Is the gun the problem? Is the where he's at with the gun the problem?
So the what people are saying also is it really is rooted in self-hate and anti-blackness, but it's because he's listening to NBA YoungBoy. They bringing up the two incidents. So he had an incident where he supposedly beat up a teenage boy, and then another incident was something involving the Pacers bus. I think it was like an infrared beam that was on one of the plays, some shit like that. But so what they're gonna say is he had these two incidents, right? He had the first gun incident. He lost all his money being suspended, right? Why shouldn't he be punished?
Why should he be punished? What are you punishing him for? Because he was pictured with a gun?
Tarnishing the image of the league.
So why isn't it tarnishing the image of the league when Chris Kaman did it? Because of where he was at?
Because he not listening to NBA YoungBoy.
So that's not rooted in anti-blackness? The music that you listen to should matter when you are a gun enthusiast? People who like rap music can't be gun enthusiasts as well? Is that what they're saying? Like, listen, you could not like what this young man did and also fight for his right to do it. Okay? You could not like that he had a gun. You could not like guns. But you have to understand that he is an American black man. And just because it's a private industry, just because he works for a private company doesn't mean that they could strip him of his constitutional rights. Mm-hmm. Jobs can't strip you of your constitutional rights. Okay? He has the right to bear arms.
Okay, so let me ask you this, right? In the NBA, right? There was a guy named Myers Leonard, right? He said some pretty not nice things. There was some anti-Semitic slurs while he was on Twitch streaming the games and shit, right? And he got suspended. He got cut. He lost his job, right? Now, is the argument there that he should be able to say that because there's freedom of speech? Because Myers Leonard could say, how y'all gonna punish me? I first of all, I'm outside of work. Whatever I say is freedom of speech. Do you think he should have been suspended? I'm just curious because
It depends on what he said. What did he say? Because you can't, freedom of speech, it doesn't cover everything. You can't rail fire.
The K word that Jews don't like.
I don't know.
See, those are two cases where it's like those are Second Amendment. I mean, those are constitutional rights that come into question.
Right. I don't know. I don't know because the Jews will definitely say that it's rooted in anti-Semitism. What he said is rooted in anti-Semitism. So, I would have to I would have to research what he said. I would have to know everything because I don't know. I don't know. Next time we'll talk about. I'll go research and we'll talk about it again.
Okay. All right. So quick, how I feel about the John Morant situation.
Can I see the lighter?
Yeah.
Lighter.
That's right. I do think he should not. I think part of me is like, damn, he knows the situation. He should have avoided it. He should have not, whatever the case may be, he should have avoided it better. But the other part of me is like, why should he have to? You know what I mean? Everything.
What did he do wrong? What's wrong? What did he do wrong? He had a gun in his hand while rap music was playing. You cannot believe that that's okay.
No. What I'm saying is, part of me is like, damn, this is such an avoidable situation. The other part of me is like, he shouldn't have to avoid it. If he likes guns, he likes guns. He's in Tennessee where you can open carry. I need a minute. I'm a little high. Nah. So I don't know. I agree with everything you're saying. I don't think he should be suspended. I don't think he did anything wrong, but he's clearly gonna get suspended, right?
Okay, so they suspended Dennis Rodman for 6 games for actual violence, for headbutting a referee. They suspended him for 6 games. John Morant is suspended for 8 games for being in a picture with a gun. No violence, just having a gun on him in a picture. How does that make sense about if this is really about the behavior unbecoming of the NBA? Come on, how does that make sense? This man actually headbutted an official.
And then people will be like, oh, the NBA cares about their image and shit. Yo, don't you know they let Cantavius Caldwell play a whole season with a fucking ankle monitor on his leg?
With the ankle monitor.
With a fucking ankle monitor on his leg.
But this man is participating in a constitutionally protected activity, which is bearing arms. And you give this man an 8-game suspension. To me, the most suspension games he should have got for that when he was in season was 1 or 2 games. 1 game, to me, I think. The suspension is too severe. It's ridiculous. It's punishing a black man for being a gun enthusiast, and it's not fair. He didn't commit any crimes.
So, let me ask you this. Because he's going to get suspended. That's, as much as I don't think he should, he's going to get suspended, right? I would say if the first suspension was 8 games, I think the suspension this time should be no more than 20. No more than 20.
If he gets 20, that's ridiculous. That's the NBA saying, stay in your place, nigga. White people can do it. White people could be pictured with guns. and it's okay because they have that right. But nigga, don't you dare think you got that right, nigga.
What you think the number should be for the games?
I don't think he should be suspended at all.
Okay, okay, yeah, you're right. But since we know he is going to get suspended, what if you give me some insight on how much games?
I don't.
If the first one was 8, because they're going to suspend him for more than the first one.
I don't think he should be suspended
At all? No games?
No games.
All right. I really wish that... I'm checking my phone for Bleacher Report. I really want the suspension, this fucking games to come in.
It would be dope if it did come in.
While we here. Got some more shit to talk about. Another trending topic that all my topics that we got for today, I got them on Twitter.
Oh, okay.
Twitter is where I see the most like discourse and like the people be writing think pieces and shit. But a trending topic was the girlies not being willing to go to Applebee's for a first date. Right? Now, I already know you, my mama. I know you don't like Applebee's food, which is why you wouldn't go. Mm-hmm. So, what's a like a Chili's, right? You ever been to Chili's?
Yeah.
All right, let's use Chili's because I know you don't like Applebee's. Like, there's nothing that's gonna make you go to Applebee's. Would you?
Fridays. Let's use Fridays.
All right, Fridays. Do you think Fridays is inappropriate? Well, see, all right. The conversation, I gotta enhance a little bit because you not in the age group that's debating about this.
Right. So okay,
right?
go ahead.
So, what girls want these days, right, is on the first date they want to go to Philippe Chow and get like $200 plates and like go to these expensive steakhouses. And
if that's what they want, that's what they should get. That person's just not for you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. If that's what they want, that's what they should get. Right?
I don't know. That seems like a little shallow, though.
Yeah, it is. But it is shallow. Why would you want to go on a date with someone like that? That's the perfect red flag for you to say, don't even waste my time with this person. Why would you want to go on a date with someone who's thinking like that? Like, instead of just like going someplace, making sure we go someplace that we both like the food and the food is at a decent or reasonable price. And
well, you know, it's gonna sound crazy. I'm a little fucking high. I probably shouldn't say this, but the girls could be bought these days. Like, the girls cost money these days. People are not dating for the right reasons. So
that's a great red flag for you to go to walk away. Those are great men. Y'all are complaining, oh, these girls, you want to make these girls go to dates that they don't want to go on, and they're giving you the perfect red flag to move on to someone who is better suited for you. Stop trying to change these girls' opinions or what they want or their standards. They're just not for you. Just not for you. It's a great red flag. It's an awesome red flag. Just like if you go to a restaurant with a person and the girl treats the wait staff bad, and you think, I
don't like that shit.
You think, I want her to change. No, just finish that date and don't call her no more. That's a great red flag. That's probably the crazy baby mama. When all these men with these crazy baby mamas, baby mamas giving them all these red flags before they put their seed in her, and now they put their seed in this crazy person, and you knew this lady was crazy. She gave you all the red flags.
Look, I'm gonna tell you a story, right? This why I'm the king of cheap dates, right? There was this girl, right? I met her through a female friend of mine, right? We was at like some sort of function or whatever, and so we ended up exchanging numbers, right? And we went on a date, right? I had told the friend like, oh, me and so went on a date, right? And she was like, oh, whatever, blah blah blah. So then I think we probably went on like 2 or 3 more dates, right? This is a minute ago. This is when I was working at AMC, like before promoted and everything, right? Mm-hmm. So I ain't had no responsibility. So, I could take bitches out on dates, right? So, one day I'm on the phone. I had called the friend that I met her through, right? Mm-hmm. And it had been a minute since we spoke, right? We hadn't spoken in a minute. We go like a long period of time without talking to each other. So during the conversation, the girl that I took on a date, she comes up and she was like, wait, you still talking to her? And I was like, yeah, we still go out from time to time. So she was like, bro, stop taking that bitch on. She said, stop taking that bitch on dates. She don't really like you like that. She just want to go to the place you taking her, right? Now, as a young boy, developing at like 19, 20, you can see how that could change somebody, right? So even if I was somebody who was taking somebody on, like, I mean, at that time, obviously not like steakhouse and shit like that, but on a more expensive, like Red Lobster or whatever's expensive for you, instead of being that kind of person, I turned into a cheap date person because I just felt like, yeah, you never know when somebody just with you because you buying them food. So, like, dates out, like, go-to dates for me are like Dave and Buster's because you're never going to spend too much in there. You know what I mean? And it's not, like, it's just, it's crazy because that one incident shaped my whole
we are the
dating
sum
life.
of our life experiences. You know, when you get it, when you go through a certain thing, you change.
Mm-hmm. And then, like, and the crazy thing to me is, like, girls be thinking it's cute because this was a status that went viral on Facebook, like, and it was like, you know, the fucking meme of the nigga eating a lot of food and he go whatever, and they shared the meme and it was like me out with a nigga I know I'm never gonna give a chance, and it's like, damn, like they think that shit is cute. You feel me? Like, so that's why I'm a cheap date person. You ever been on like a really like somebody ever took you on like a real cheap like dingy date?
I never really dated.
Ever?
Not really, no.
There was one time,
and I don't consider like I don't go places that I consider cheap and dingy. Like if that place that we're going is not where I want to go, I'm not just not. There's no
it don't even gotta
taking
be a place.
me on.
I remember a date I had was a fucking blanket on the floor at Lincoln Terrace Park with some fucking
That's a picnic.
Yeah,
that's a date.
It was like it wasn't a date. It should have been classified as a date. That was some real like.
I think it's.
But then
date.
Again, I think I was only. Like
I think
18.
it's a date.
Yeah, I was only 18. But
there's no money to a date. Oh, if you go out with a person, just take a walk and buy some Franks and some waters. That's a date.
Mm-hmm.
And whether you can go out, it's about the vibe with the person too, because you could go out with a person and you could go get some Franks from Gray's Papayas and some papaya juice, and that could be the most amazing time you have with a person if y'all are vibing. But if you could also go to an expensive steakhouse restaurant and y'all not vibing, nobody's laughing, nobody's talking. It's the amount that you pay on a date is not what matters. It's the vibe, in my opinion. You could go to an expensive steakhouse and have a terrible night. And you could go and get Gray's Papayas with someone who you really like and who y'all really have good chemistry, and it'd be the best night of your life.
I'm definitely a cheap date kind of nigga. Like Dave and Buster's, Chuck E. Cheese if they got some pizza.
You know, they say Chuck E. Cheese has the best pizza.
Hold on. Let's talk about this. Hold on, change subject. Because I don't want to run out of time. We got a lot of time left? 15? All right. We got to talk about the Bonnet shit.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Bonnets.
Oh. Let's talk about
this. Put a sign up. No bonnets, no pajamas, no slippers.
Yeah, that was a dentist, right?
A dentist. A black dentist.
So,
in a black area that serves black people.
It's mixed reactions to it. There's some people that's like, that's ghetto. You should care about your appearance. Appearance is all blah, blah, blah. How you present yourself is so important. And then there's some people that's like, shouldn't really matter.
Yeah, it definitely shouldn't matter. This opinion is rooted in anti-blackness as well. And the reason why I say that is because...
Oh, shit. Hold on. Tea time. Happy Juneteenth.
Juneteenth! Look at my baby's t-shirt. This is from Tina's Love Child. We do not argue with people having it with a shot. And mine is a Juneteenth special is we ain't forget and we don't forgive. And that's on period, Pooh.
All right, bonnets.
Bonnets. To say that black women should not wear bonnets in public is rooted in anti-blackness. Because a year ago, before the Crown Act, they were saying that black women can't wear their hair natural in the workplace. Black women can't wear braids in the workplace. And all the black women who were saying that that's rooted in anti-blackness. Now, a lot of them are saying that women should be able to wear bonnets. Black women should be able to wear bonnets in public. It's ratchet and uncouth and all that stuff. It is not. Bonnets look a lot like the Nigerian headdress. And that's why lots of black women love bonnets, okay? What you think looks ratchet, we think looks nice. And we have every right to feel that way. If you don't feel that way, you have every right to feel that way. But we should each fight for each other to be able to look the way we want to look in public. Not the way white people say is respectable, but what we as individuals say is respectable.
I agree.
And no medical professional should refuse service based on what you look like. That's unprofessional, and that's actually disgusting.
I agree. Also, another point, right? Like, I got a do-rag on right now. I've wear my do-rag wherever. I've never felt uncomfortable with my do-rag or felt like somebody looking at me funny. I mean, maybe
they do, but they do anti-blackness against do-rags as well. But it's less so within the black community.
Like I've never once seen a sign that's like no do-rags.
Right.
I feel like do-rags are accepted. The little koofies these niggas be wearing. Like, you feel me? So I say that to say, like, stop fucking with the women, man. Like,
yeah. Stop fucking with black women.
But wait, we gotta get in the sun. We gotta get in the sun. We're gonna do the ratchet shit.
Yeah.
Alright, ratchet shit is a segment where we talk about the ratchet shit that's going on. The big one is Suki.
This is important.
Suki, right? Wait, before you, because I know you got a rant. Suki. Couple things to know about Suki. She is, I don't know what her talent is, but she's famous.
She's a rapper.
She's a rapper?
And she's on Love and Hip Hop.
She raps?
Was she in the movie? Wasn't she in a video with the boy holding her hair? I think she's a rapper.
I'm out of touch. Anyway, she is whatever she is. She has a very like slutty persona.
Sexual.
She a hoe.
Yeah,
that's her shit. Like, she a hoe, right?
And we love hoes.
Couple things
at Pop Your Shit. We love hoes. Hoes make the world go round.
Somebody got to do it. Couple things, two things. So the shit with YK Osiris, tonguing her down damn near, right? Wait, hold
Against
on.
her will.
Before you even, and then there was another incident from an interview with a podcast that surfaced recently, where he was asking her some creepy shit, and she clearly was like uncomfortable.
Yes.
And he kept harassing her.
And
right?
Candy was a part of it, and she didn't even help protect her. She laughed.
This is two incidents within a small amount of time that she's been sexually harassed in public. So speak on that, because the argument is, I'm devil's advocate here. What I'm seeing is that because she has this slutty persona, people are gonna treat her like a slut, and they liken it to rappers who. Wait, hold on, wait, before you, because I know you. They liken it to like rappers having a thug persona, and when people seeing them, they trying to test them to see like if they really are what they say they about. So they trying to say like it's that same concept of like she has this slutty personality. Let's see, like.
Okay, here's the thing. Mm-hmm. I love hoes. I ain't shaming no hoes. Hoes make the world go round. Without hoes, this world would be fucked up. Let me tell you that. But hoes have the right to be hoes with who they want to be hoes with. The world doesn't get to decide who they get to be hoes with. They get to decide who they get to be hoes with. So if she has a hoe or a slutty persona, she gets to decide who she's a hoe and who she's slutty with. And she said in the bed, when she was in the interview, she said, "Oh yeah, I want to be that when in the bed." But in the bedroom, yeah, I like that, yeah, and she has every right, because she gets to choose who's in her bedroom. Every nigga in the world don't get to say, I get to choose. That's ridiculous. That's asinine. What that man did, he should be arrested for. He should be arrested for what. And you know why? When I read what she said in her Twitter or whatever she said it on IG or whatever, she said, I was scared to stand up for myself. And you know what? I've been in that situation too where I was sexually assaulted and I was scared to stand up for yourself. And you never forgive yourself for it. You never forgive yourself. She is never going to forgive herself for not standing up for herself. And that's why that man needs to go to jail for what he did to her. Because she's going to be paying for the rest of her life thinking, why didn't I stand up for myself? Because that's what I do. That's what I do. I wonder, what was wrong with me? Did I deserve it because I didn't stand up for myself? And that's what she's going to do as well. It's gross. It's disgusting. And you men, you need to stop this bullshit. You need to stop this bullshit right now. Karani?
I think it's funny how Jocelyn said she did the show and she ain't do no coke or nothing. And then, like a week later, she knocked that bitch out.
I was like, I guess
she wasn't fucking with that show. She did that show sober and was like,
I guess she's like, nah, I'm gonna keep the coke. I'm gonna go back to the coke. And hey, Jocelyn, I'm not mad at you. If that's what helps you be this crazy persona that's making you your money, then go for it. I say if that's what you want to do, go. I'm not judging you. I don't like your persona, but I'm not judging you.
I don't like you, but
like she's such a jerk. Her persona, that character she plays, is such a jerk. She's such a jerk.
I like it.
Okay, and that's why she should continue.
She's like what you like. I hate like the bad guy in wrestling. That's what she reminds me of.
She's
like,
the heel.
She's a heel. Yeah. What you know?
You taught me. I be listening to you.
What we talking about? Oh, Jocelyn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that fight was fucking hilarious. Oh, speaking of which, right? Who the fuck is the girl that she beat up? Like, who?
Somebody Lexi.
You know where she's from? I'm not in tune with the
it might be.
I'm not in tune with the Tubi shows.
Jocelyn is doing some College Hill on BET. She's doing that right now. She might be a part of that. I have no idea, actually. I don't know who the other girl's from. I don't know who the other girl is.
With none of the ghetto shit no more. I used to be like in tune. I don't. Love and Hip Hop is not even on VH1 no more.
No, it's on Zeus.
No. I think MTV.
Oh.
Point being, I don't even know that bitch she beat up.
And the grand jury is indicting Daniel Penny, which they should, because he is a trained Marine and he know that move could kill a person. So his actions killed the man that didn't deserve to be killed. He is not a judge and jury and executioner, so he should go to jail for killing that man. No matter how you felt about him, you are a Marine. You know if you hold somebody in a chokehold for that long, they can die.
Oh, shit. Anita Baker and Babyface. Tell me about that. That's old people stuff.
Anita Baker and Babyface. So Anita Baker was late for one of her shows. Babyface conceded his time to Anita Baker when she got to the show, and Babyface fans wasn't feeling that. So they started harassing Anita Baker and on internet, and Anita Baker was like, nah, son, Babyface gone, and check your fans, and that's don't play with Auntie. Don't come for Auntie, cause she'll just be like, you know what, that nigga's out of my show. I'll do the show by myself. I'm Anita Baker.
Okay, I'm informed. I didn't even know what the fuck happened, but I knew that you would know. I'm like, my mama.
And Babyface is not telling his fans to chill. And seriously, that's a problem, not protecting black women. Babyface should be like, nah, son, fans, that wasn't her fault. This is her show. And if she is late for her show for legitimate reasons, she should have the time. This is her show. So instead of him telling his fans, relax, stop messing with my auntie like that, he's not saying nothing. He's not telling them to stop, at least. He's saying...
I think if she's late, I think he should get the time.
It's her show. He's the guest.
But she was late.
So what?
So wait, he was on stage.
This is her show.
Hold on. Pause. Let me understand. So he was on stage as the opener, right?
No, he wasn't on. He didn't get to do his time because she came at his time or something like that. I don't know what the actual situation was, but he didn't get to do his show that night. All. No, because she was late and
I would be tight too. I'd be upset. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, but that's her show. She can't not do her show. That's her tour. He's a guest on her tour. So her show comes first.
But she should have cut her set list a little bit though.
No.
So
that's
you
her
late.
Show.
So you late and I'm the one that gotta suffer?
Yes.
That's not fair. That's not fair.
Yes, it is because that's her show.
I understand that, but
he's a special guest on her show.
But she was late.
So what?
So now I don't get
right. You don't because that's her show.
He right. Babyface is right. Fuck out of here. Give a fuck if it.
So Babyface is right to not tell his fans not to threaten and.
Oh no! I just meant Babyface was right to be upset.
He wasn't upset about her not getting his show. It's her fans that were upset, and it's his fans that were. Babyface understood that's her show and that she should get that spot. But he was not upset.
I think the fans got the right to be upset if they paid.
They got the right to
and not threaten. I'm never gonna say that. But I get the frustration for a fan that want to see who they paid. I mean, they paid to see Anita, but whatever. Last thing. What was the last thing? Let me check my phone. The Gunplay situation. So Gunplay is a rapper. He had a GoFundMe for some medical shit with his kid, and then now people are asking for refunds for their GoFundMe donations for because on Rick Ross's birthday, for whatever reason, he gave Rick Ross like a chain as a gift, like this diamond chain or whatever. So now people want their money back because they like that money should be. You feel me?
No.
That's wrong.
When you give money, it's no longer your money.
But if I'm giving you money under the impression that okay, you're struggling, you can't afford it, and then I look, and you spending your money on that,
I think
you should be able to request it.
Right? No. When you give money, it's no longer your money. You cannot, dictate. No.
I think he should give them the refund too. I think he should be like, you know what, they have a point. I'm bugging?
You bugging.
Alright. Alright, so we did everything. We did Suki, we did everything, right? Alright, so we out. Anything you want to say before we go ahead and get out?
I want to say something that is my life credo, and then I'll say goodbye. I'm going to say, good cops are like Bigfoot. I hear people talking about them, but I ain't never seen one.
Alright.
Goodbye.
Bi-weekly episodes. This is gonna come out on Juneteenth, and then from there we do them bi-weekly, so 2 episodes a month, and we gonna try to get to episode 50. All right, we done.